try it out. Some distractions outside already, that's a good start. So welcome to everyone who's watching. At this moment, no one is watching, so I'm just talking to myself, but welcome, Warlight Ref. Hi, Warlight Ref, how are you? I'm okay. This can be considered a special and, on-the-spot video. With being a subscriber special, with reaching a new milestone, why not do something like this? You wonder why it's vertical, because it's recommended for mobile and it enables the live chat feed to show. Horizontal would mean it just wouldn't show the same way, it would probably disappear. It's also an interesting experiment, this as well by itself, to see who comes, who goes, who shows up, based on the time zone, of course. Whilst majority of viewers do watch from the US, and whilst this time zone may not be suitable, normally probably from 2000 hours onwards up to about pushing it 2300 hours seems to be the sweet spot. But as I said, I'm not doing live streams at that time for most part of it because it's not good for one's health. So by doing it at this time, it's more of an experiment just to see how things go. I can talk a little bit about the true crime, mystery situation, cases. The concept of a niche, I guess, is important. The concept of how you cover stuff is considered quite important. If you're competing with a higher level, is it worth it? Or do you go down your own route and find an alternative? Maybe with the same topic, but how you cover it, an alternative. So that's what I could point out today. But first of all, welcome to those that are currently here, present. Appreciate the people along the way who have subscribed to the channel and in recent time. More so, slowed down a bit recently because I've not been producing any short videos. I feel maybe short videos have a negative impact on the normal format ones. And obviously with the notifications, they don't work at all. Make sure I've got the live chat turned on, just so it's working. This video or live stream can serve as an exercise to see how long can one talk on for, considering there's a range of people out there and channels that have to rely on one another and rely on multiple panels and guests, etc. You put them one-on-one with a screen, how do humans manage? What do they do? That's the interesting part. Current time, 15:38. Is there enough time for a normal video today? Likely not. A range of obstacles today, which is a bit of a piss take, and the weather being shit. Not great, not ideal, kind of uncomfortable as well. But instead, with the time that's present right now, I can make this a live stream. So welcome to the additional people that have joined along. I'm going to be talking about a few bits and bobs along the way today, ranging from a bit of true crime, I guess the Sebastian Rogers case in terms of my lack of knowledge, but in terms of my common sense, which may be lacking within humans out there. You can definitely look back at that. Some comments, attitude changes, shifts within humans. Notice that once again. It's always good to be on the ball and aware of where humans are currently at, where they're situated virtually, where the mindsets are, their behavior, the patterns. The more you pick up on patterns with behaviors and humans out there, it'll make everything a lot more easier when dealing with them or knowing when and how to avoid them if there's no need for conflict. So yeah, managed to reach 12,000 subscribers, which is really good. I think the next number, which would be nice to reach, would be about 14,400 to 15,000 subscribers. It seems way off. It's probably going to slow down quite a lot now, and that's only because of not doing like as many shorts videos. I was throwing some things out left, right, and center because I had, data files on the computer, unrelated stuff, which I just put out there. Seems to be that mysteries and what I normally do translates fairly well into shorts videos. Not always guaranteed. To do a summary of what's recently happened could be considered. So with the Kenny Veach situation, with exploring abandoned mines and unusual places, not everybody likes that channel and individual. Okay, it is what it is, but make sure I've not missed anything at this moment in time. Not from the looks of it, I can't see anything on the screen, so I guess I'll just keep on talking. So with exploring abandoned mines in unusual places, talking about heading back to that location where it supposedly a buried body, a mysterious grave is at, somewhere in the Nevada desert, northern Nevada. That could be miles away from where Kenny Veach went missing when he was originally hiking, but you never know. That's all that can be said. But as a little heads up, one viewer did reach out in recent time regarding the actual location of the spot and said, there's a few suggestions and possibilities as to where it could be located, but got to make some calls, contacts in the background just to confirm and see where things are at. And maybe with time, updates can be provided and then either reinforced or debunked by checking out the location, checking out the maps to do the Kenny Veach hike route. How far is it away from where exploring abandoned mines and unusual places was at? That's what can be looked into for sure. So I'll definitely be looking at that. The other thing, what I need to do is an update with a side experience with certain similarities with a recent mystery I've just looked at. So welcome to anyone who's currently here watching in the background. The mystery what I covered in recent time was to do with an undisclosed, is that the correct word? An undisclosed location somewhere in the US of a guy from back in 2017 out hiking with his dog, went into a cave or a mine entrance, going through the tunnel ways, eventually reaching supposedly the end point, and when walking around that corner, there was visibly some kind of object or being, person, unexplainable thing present blocking the passageway. The person saw it and thought, oh, scared him off, ran away. Everybody reacts differently, of course. Some were saying, like viewers, the dog didn't seem to react too much, but I don't know how far ahead the dog was when the guy was walking around the corner. It seemed like the dog was behind, and if the dog's behind, well, the dog's, hadn't got past the corner yet to see what's around the side, the bend. Then obviously the dog isn't going to react or pick up anything just yet, unless it's more paranormal. Maybe. OU, is that how you say it? OU812, welcome to the live stream. This is what you could call kind of like a subscriber milestone special for reaching 12,000 subscribers on this channel, which is obviously good to see. Progress slowing down a little bit, a few dips along the way, but I think some things can be reworked, looked into. I think the YouTube algorithm with shorts may have screwed everything up, but I think with a bit more consistency with time should fix certain issues. Just put it there for a second. Appreciate that, 812. I guess maybe in more recent time with the milestones, I might have been reaching them a bit quicker than in the past, which is obviously good. Could be more so from the short videos that I've done with time, which has brought in a new audience, completely different people. It's good when new people come on in. And does it translate to the cases and the mysteries? To a very small extent, it does. We just see how things go in the future. Also, one thing to point out, just to refer back to that mystery and story what I was talking about that cave which the guy was exploring. Came across some strange figure, person or shadow. It definitely looked like quite a tall thing with a head, shoulders and long body. When escaping from it, the video that I did in recent time covering it, unfortunately, not many people have watched it. It's a great shame because it's a very interesting mystery. And the video itself is, storytelling in the appropriate way. Maybe with time, more people will come by it. About 28,000 people have seen the video presented to them but 900 clicked on the video. So that means 900 watched, the remainder 27,000 ignored it. Now that's a great shame, because unless those people aren't interested in mysteries, or if they've already seen the mystery before, I can understand why they wouldn't bother watching this video. Not this video right now, but the video that I did on the mystery. I would get that. Unless it's one of those things like a lottery where people come along, they might see a video presented. Let's say 2 channels uploaded the same video and it was presented to a sample group of humans out there. One channel that uploaded it had a tick next to their username, the other channel didn't. You know, who's most likely to get views on the video? The one with the tick, just because it seems like the more popular, more important, and that's what humans seek and look to. But sometimes when you get these lower channels, these quieter people roaming around on YouTube, it can have quite an impact and have quite a lot to share, and some interesting videos too. I mean, when I've been on YouTube and I've come across videos recommended, even if they're not of my interest or not something I would normally look at or be interested in, I've given it a chance. Even if it's a channel with 90 to 300 subscribers, why not? You never know what you might find, so it might pop up. The best is obviously with the Kenny Veach case, when you do get some new people along the way that decide to, I guess, like create a channel or start uploading videos to their channel, looking at it from their point of view. Because yeah, it's good people commenting and leaving their thoughts or questions, but for them to actually make a video sharing their viewpoint, what they see, what they think, what they feel, it translates better, it describes it better towards others out there. And whilst yeah, you might get other platforms where you can share information on a public scale, not worth it. High risk, low reward. So there's different ways of being able to do it. And then once you establish some kind of community, even if it's already in place, and people come along, and then this person uses that footage, the other person uses that footage, back and forth, and it's all okay amongst different people, that's just perfect. That's how things work. Cooperation, coordination, communication, CCC. I'm not in Spanish. No, nada. So that's the situation now. What else is to talk about? Kenny Veach. Yeah. So the next video that I make on the Kenny Veach or the M Cave mystery case, it will be my 400th video. 400 videos would have been made on the case by the time I upload my next video, which is quite a big number considering. But then when you look at some other cases which I've done and what other channels have done, for the length of time from 2020 to 2024, kind of, been quite some time there. With the Dylan Rounds case from 2022 to 2024, how many is that? Nearly 500 or so. So actually really catching up. It's kind of weird that I'm starting to catch up. But, you know, to be fair, when I think about it, with the Kenny Veach case, I did do quite a lot of short videos when it came to summarising the hike or the unreleased footage. And that was just to get the engagement, that was to get the interest of people. Not everybody will have the same reach or find my videos. So if I do it in different ways, it gives people the chance to come across my research on the case. As for articles, news articles, forums on Kenny Veach or M Cave, I've not come across any more since. That's why I've not done any at this moment. As for Dylan Rounds, the Dylan Rounds case, true crime, not seeing any updates, not seeing any additional stuff there. The only exception would be a channel, I believe called, is it True Crime or Crime Time with Jess? Person with kind of blondish hair in their profile picture. They did a video recently talking about how they've started emailing, or more so writing a letter, one or the other. I think it would have been an email or so, and sending it to James Brenner, the key person responsible for murdering Dylan Rounds on May 28th, 2022 over Memorial Day weekend. So this YouTuber, this true crime YouTuber, has started some kind of communication, building a rapport with James Brenner, and supposedly this time it's the real deal. This is not a Brookie situation, right? You remember Brookie that talked a lot but didn't provide much? Yeah, that was a waste of time. That was a waste of a human, but they were disposed of with time. But nowadays, this true crime or crime time with Jess, they're supposedly genuine and actually contacting Brenner. Is Brenner going to reveal much? Is he going to explain the situation? Who knows? But maybe there's a small chance that Brenner will talk to others rather than the family, possibly. Guess we'll see how things go. What do you actually get from it, though? How would the family feel? Right? Out of interest. I mean, it's not breaking any laws, and anyone can reach out to an inmate or so. I mean, I knew someone in the past that was obsessed with some kind of prisoner from the US, and I'm thinking, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you reaching out to that human? You don't even know them. You don't even know what they've done. Why do you have an obsession? But this is the thing. When you get dark people out there, and more so wannabe dark people, they want to work around the boundaries and push it and see how far they can go to danger and surround themselves with dangerous people and then complain afterwards about a cycle of getting hurt or bad things happening to them. Stop repeating the cycle. Break the cycle. And maybe that's where we can move on to the cycle of drama, conflict, misunderstandings. But the Sebastian Rogers case, as I said, I'm not well informed on the case compared to all the other people out there. But that's what makes it unique. Going into a case blind when it's already established and definitely oversaturated, right? Already a lot of channels covering the Sebastian Rogers case, and maybe some of us in between too. Now, when it came to the Dylan Rounds situation, that was somewhat popular, but I joined a bit earlier on, and granted, what helped me at the time was the fact that people from my channel already, back when I was covering Kenny Veach, they were interested in taking a look at a completely different case. So I already had some people coming on over who then integrated within the community of the Dylan Rounds and true crime community, and then it went from there pretty good. Nowhere near the same amount of views or impact as the Kenny Veach ones, but it is what it is. Maybe a smaller community, of course, not as well known the Dylan Rounds case. Arguably, the Kenny Veach case was and is more popular and more known than the Dylan Rounds case. Dylan Rounds has been resolved, Kenny Veach hasn't, but it has reached a broader audience and from all around the world with Kenny Veach for definite, because I've seen it myself statistically, and other channels that cover it from Brazil to Spain, maybe Chile, all over the place. Quite an interesting mystery. And remaining a mystery and unsolved, you can expand from it, all kinds of possibilities. So we've got Glenn popping on in. Good timing, I would say. It seems like I've been doing this live stream for a long time, but it's only about 18 minutes live. Luckily though, with having the screen vertical, it enables me to have it stood up so I can see the chat, I can see the time, I can see it all. So a few more people have joined along. Welcome. Just to reiterate certain points that people missed, this is arguably a 12,000 subscriber special in a way. Kind of an experimental video considering the timing of it, the time zone, seeing how things work. Like, if this performs similar or better to when I've done it in the past, such as at night, then this can be a sign to replicate in the future. Maybe not all the time, but I'll try. So Glenn says it's 8 AM here. Damn, that's pretty early, but at the same time I can understand because of the time zone difference between the UK and the US. But then of course, in the US, you've got different time zones amongst the different states. We've got Lee, shout out to Lee. I think I've seen Lee before. And as for that profile picture, that's quite an interesting one. That is that of a gorilla or something? If so, that's very good. I do like gorillas. Sometimes I say I'm a gorilla myself. We've got Missy showing on in. Appreciate that. Yeah. So not too bad. I mean, I did start a little bit later than usual. Probably would have done it earlier, but considering knowing the time of the way things are, for Missy, 5 p.m, reasonable. It's a bit of a balancing act because you do it later on in the evening. It could be a bit of a push and a stretch for some people around the world. You do it too early on in the day, it might benefit the others, but then the remainder may not be able to reach. Because I was just taking into consideration with some other channels out there, like the true crime ones, the ones based in the UK that are doing a live stream 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, and they've got 1,000 people watching, which is pretty great in numbers. And I remember one of the channels saying that their audience is 70% from the US. Now, I don't know how much or the percentage of the 1,000 of people watching that specific live stream at that time were from the US, but I've always had it inbuilt in my mind that I can't do any live streams daytime, afternoon. It has to be at night, and that's not good for me. But if it meant more people had the chance of watching, then it was worth the sacrifice at times. Missy says, many true crimers are over at the Daybell sentencing. Okay, I believe there's some viewers on my channel who are engaging with that, whether that be right now or with time. The first example of a person comes to my mind is Badger Life, who I came across in the Dylan Rounds case, true crime. I guess the Daybell sentencing, I'm assuming Daybell is a true crime case, some other popular one. It's not something that I would engage with, and because I don't really know anything about it, and with it being this late on and it already being to do with the sentencing and the court appearances, too long gone there. You know, you join late to a case, you join late to a party, provided it hasn't got to the court yet or the appearances there, and maybe there's a long delay, or it just hasn't got to that point, you can get away with it, because not everybody is on a case from the beginning, unless you're just in the right place at the right time with the correct interest. I mean, look at the Kenny Veach case. Kenny Veach went missing in 2014. I started hearing about it in 2015, and then I started making videos about it 2020 onwards. There is so much leniency with that case. So many years has passed by and a range of people have come on in, and not everybody is up to speed, up to date. I've been classified and labelled as the expert within the Kenny Veach case. Do I agree with that? I mean, it puts a bit of pressure and responsibility on when you do have that title. I would just say that I know what I know, and I do repeat things just so I remind myself on stuff. There are other people out there that will know things similar to me in capacity, but there might be certain avenues and areas and events which they know, which I've forgotten, and it could be vice versa with some other topics within a case. I mean, when new people coming in, you shouldn't expect or demand for them to know everything immediately. I mean, you can answer questions, you can clear points up along the way. And the reason why I do that is because when I've gone into cases, although I'm an actual creator and not a viewer, and maybe the power dynamics are different there at times, but when I've engaged within a case, an ongoing one, maybe I've joined a bit late and I'm trying to make sense of it all. Viewers who don't even create videos but do have more knowledge on a case have been patient enough to explain it to me, clear up confusion and answer questions without any issues or problems. Now, you always get some dickheads, and I've seen a few in recent time, but for most part of it, it's okay. So when the tables are turned and I'm covering a case I'm an expert on, and then other people come on in, I'm not going to show any resistance or cause any trouble for them unless they start causing me trouble, right? An example of that, what does Lee say? You've probably done the most research on each case. I mean, without sounding narcissistic, I would strongly agree. Excluding the Riley Strain case, excluding the Sebastian Rogers case and the Idaho 4 one, I've only just dipped into those. But in terms of the Christine Passé Parker case, I created the most videos of that and coverage on YouTube because no one else was. I was the beacon there. That's not being narcissistic, that's just being realistic and honest. So it's true what Lee says regarding most of it. We got Lissa, if that's how you say the name. Hi Warlight Raf, almost 10 AM here. That's not too bad. Not much for commenting, but thank you for not having a drama-filled program. That's okay. You do what you need to do, Lissa. That's fine. You know, there'll be a range of people that do watch along, whether it be a live stream, a live premiere, or watching on catch-up. You may not always engage with the comments, and that's perfectly fine. And the odd few people with time have reached out and said they do what they do because possibly in the past they've got too close to the fire, they've got burnt, or they might be on a channel which just happens to be with others who they've had problems with in the past. So by keeping quiet, keeping low, there's no trouble, and you can maintain that full focus, right? Because yeah, maybe when it comes to making videos and when it's in a live format or like a live premiere, you want to be able to watch the video and take it in, but maybe at the same time you want to engage with the chat, and trying to balance those two can be a bit tricky at times. But the video is more important to you than the conversations with people in the chat. Then I understand why people would just watch and listen on him. We've got Classic Cult around 8 AM. Okay, so I've got that consistency there. So Classy says 8 AM, and I think Glenn said 8 AM as well. As for Lissa, 10 AM. Is that to do with the US? Possibly, but in a different state maybe. A bit of a dry mouth. What's the time? 16:02. So I might do a poll in just a second, just to see what people think, okay? Whilst this live stream is kind of like a special and like a subscriber related one, might do a poll possibly. Depends. What video was I going to do? Because I don't want to start something which I know I can't finish and I say that I'm going to do it and upload it tonight. Maybe it's just easier for now just doing this live stream, keeping it going to track who comes, who goes, who watches, who remains. So then I get a rough idea of when to possibly do a future live stream. Could possibly be if there's no videos to do on a certain day, or I need to take a bit of a break or a rest, but not completely. So you kind of negotiate and go down the middle from there. I tend not to do live streams often because whilst yes, I can talk on and on and on, maybe in the past it was more about me. Well, not in recent time. Before 2020, it would have been more so in 2015 up to about maybe 2017, 2018. That was like analysing the human race long before all the drama and conflict has followed. But to be honest, whatever I did in the past, it definitely worked YouTube related, because when the time did come, when it became high noon, people coming about, pistol whipping all over the place, I was able to avoid most of it. Guys, that knobhead still mowing the grass outside. They do it every day. They almost got like a sexual fantasy with mowing grass. And to be honest, when it comes to grass, the last video that I did, which was a bit cinematic, I'd like stock footage by me. I don't want to be using others. It's too risky. Still to this day, I'm getting false copyright claims from Merlin Epitar, either from Darren Bradbury Pizza and Drugs or some other thing, Undead or Unsomething. And I don't know why it keeps happening on all my Dylan Rounds videos, and I got to keep disputing the claims, and I'm successful every time because the music that they're claiming appears in my video doesn't even exist, has never been used. So the faking it, false ID claims, complete rubbish. But part of me thinks it might have something to do with the stock footage that I used, because it just so happens that with all the videos that have been limited, restricted, whatever you want to call it, by YouTube, by a third-party copyright claim, there's a countdown timer used, a black screen with numbers, basically a countdown. I went for a phase of when I did live premieres, I did like a countdown. It's probably one of the worst decisions I ever did, because if you think about it, those videos aren't live streams. The whole point of a countdown is to allow people to come on in and anticipate what's coming up. But with doing it as a live premiere, live premieres on YouTube have like, what is it, a 4-minute countdown timer? It's probably not long enough. It could even be less than that, it could be 2 minutes. So I thought I'll do like a 10-15 minute bloody countdown, and yeah, it wasn't good, because then when people did come along afterwards, just watching the video in normal format, they have to sit there for 15 minutes and then they'll probably click off. Terrible concept. It will not be replicated. When I do videos, I'm going to get straight on into them, because people are going to get bored immediately if it's left as it is. I'm calling this Coffee with Raf. It probably has more of a subtle, appropriate tone out than the live streams in the past wore like Raf After Dark. That sounded a bit dodgy. Lee says, it's pathetic how many YouTubers fought each other during the Dylan Rounds case. 100% true. A lot of people at war with one another. And the most ironic thing is, my username is called War. Warlike. It means prepared for battle. Prepared just to go on in. Mass destruction. And yet, my impact on these cases, in terms of the drama and conflict, has been as light as a white pure feather. That's the irony in it all. All these other humans who are of a much older age and more experience in life, and maybe how they go about things and how they communicate with one another, and of maybe higher professions and success, yet how they present themselves online, it is a playground. Maybe it's them letting steam off, letting their hair down. That's if they've got any, and if they've got any teeth. We've come across some patterns and trends there within the Dylan Rounds case there. You know, you combine everyone together with the dental stuff, you might get almost like a full keyboard, almost like a piano, which you could play a certain tune. I don't think the tune would be in sync. It'd just be like screeches, whiny voices. And as I've said, some of these pathetic people who have moved away and gone to other cases, they might be on good behavior now, but how long will it be until they reveal their dark side again? And what other cases will they harm next, and the damage that's caused from it? I mean, if I ever felt like I was causing damage in a case, or I messed up big time, I would eject myself, I'd pull myself out immediately and maybe think, whoa, what's gone wrong here? And maybe that's where it ties in line with the Sebastian Rogers case, based on what was covered and what I did in recent time. When it came to the last video that I did on Sebastian Rogers, where I was looking at Facebook, I was looking at those videos, which at this moment in time, as an update, no copyright claims, which is really good. I'm very surprised, right? Now, in terms of how the video performed, let's be real, a flop, complete disaster. Hardly anyone watched, but in fairness, the video wasn't presented to that many people out there in terms of impressions. So whilst the impressions were low, the views were low, the click-through rate was actually about 4.5%, a lot higher than my actual high-quality video. And that is crazy there. So like I was telling some people earlier on in this live stream, when it came to the cave mystery of that YouTuber in 2017 with his dog exploring and hiking a cave, coming across a very creepy person or looking object obstructing the tunnelway further down, that video, the click-through rate is about 2.4%. 2.4% on a shorter video, which should have a better average view time, which should, because of the thumbnail, the topic itself, the title, should bring in more people because of interest. It had the complete opposite effect. And yet by covering the Sebastian Rogers case, I mean, that performed better if you're comparing it, but maybe the sample sizes aren't quite accurate enough, because, I mean, with the Sebastian Rogers case, 2,000 to 3,000 people the video of mine was shown to. That was it, not all watched. But as for the cave video that I did, it was about 28,000 people saw that video, but not many clicked on it. So I don't think you probably can compare it fairly, but it's just putting it into perspective, because honestly, when I did that video yesterday or whenever it was to do with Sebastian Rogers from Facebook, or those videos, I was literally just sat there, okay, pausing the video on and off, giving my thoughts. Okay, arguably, I could have given more perspective on the situation if I knew more. Kind of like what I've done with the Dylan Rounds case in the past, though I didn't do it in that same format at the time because I thought copyright issues, I wanted to be careful because I've been screwed over very badly by YouTube in the past. I didn't want to risk anything, right? But with that experiment last night, successful in terms of not being silenced, successful in knowledge on the case, no. But I've never claimed to be a veteran. I've never claimed to be an expert on the Sebastian Rogers case. So give and take there. Lissa says, I usually fast forward through the openings and get to the program. It seems like most are doing things to create arguing. So when you say you fast forward through the openings, are you referring to other people's live streams when it comes to the long countdown timer, waiting for things to heat up? I mean, I've done that myself. I mean, depending other humans out there, I don't know what percentage, and it might be of a different age, different generation, but some people that come on in, they don't think, okay, I'll skip forwards to learn about more. It's, there's a countdown here. I can fast forward it, but guess what? No, I'm not. I'm just going to click off. And it's like, all you had to do was just fast forward it. Sometimes though, what can be a bit disappointing, and there's not much you can do about it, is when some people leave comments on videos saying, hey everyone, if you skip all the way to the end, you'll hear the most important information. And whilst that could be considered as helping other viewers, it's not helping me, it's doing the opposite. Because if like there was one comment that said, hey, skip right towards the end, and my video is an hour long, but in fairness, 1 hour long of important information, and then like 10,000 people came along and listened to that one comment and then all skipped towards the end, damn, my average view duration would be extremely low. YouTube would punish me for that and think, well, you've done bad, your video's not getting pushed out there, so it means no awareness. So sometimes I do moderate those comments because I think they are a bit nasty, kind of unfair. But sometimes, and I don't know if people agree with it, but when it comes to live streams and the counters, I mean, some of them are a bit excessive. Maybe some people will know this person, but when it came to Salty Pancakes, a soggy individual, their head looking like a potato from the fields of Lucin, dipped in the pond too long, became bloated. You get the idea of that. So we've got Christy, appreciate that, welcome. So yeah, with Salty Pancakes, when he did live streams, and I guess he still does, his intros are 1 hour long. And as for the actual live stream, it's about 30 minutes. What the hell is that all about? I mean, everyone has the different styles, but I think that's way too excessive. If there's no option to announce that you're going live at a certain point, then I can understand why people would do it in advance. Begin the live stream early, but have a long intro and a countdown. But I don't think that always works. We got Lee there saying, holy crap, what's happened now? Has anything dodgy happened? Any orbs flying around me? I know some people have said supposedly paranormal stuff caught on camera. Not something I want to hear, but who knows? What does Glenn say? I believe there are a lot of factors involved in view count, not your fault. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's one of those things where, depending on the situation, if you go on too much about the views, strangers out there who don't know the context will then think, oh, is that all you care about? But to be honest, if the whole aim is to spread awareness of a case, a missing person, whatever, and to keep it alive, then of course you need as many people to hear about it, because if not, then your job or your task, your objective, failure, and that's not the option. Can't be. Oh, you were saying about long intros. Yeah, there's some very long intros out there, 30 minutes, 1 hour long, and I just think it's a bit over the top. I think a 10-minute countdown timer is more than enough. And to be honest, maybe some people do it because they haven't got much to talk about. I mean, when I did this live stream today, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. I've got absolutely no script. It's just trying to go with the flow and hope that it works out. And I'd say, yeah, not something I could do every day because I can't talk about lots of things because there might not be lots of stuff to talk about. And I think when it comes to cases, whilst that can be talked about, I think when it's done in a more polished format, so with the live premieres, what I do there, I can save and conserve my energy and all my thoughts for that video, which then I can link on with that point and that stuff. But maybe afterthoughts, some kind of debrief of what went down earlier or the day before, conflict, drama, or just the case itself, give my afterthoughts. Because there's been times where I've done videos and I've been happy with it, but as for the, later on I thought, oh, I didn't mention that question, I didn't answer this, I didn't include that, and then I've had to do a separate video. Maybe if there's any missing information or key points, I can include that in an actual live stream. I guess the times of it will vary greatly, but I will do some of the additional things later. 16 at the moment, maybe 30, 40 more minutes possibly, and then I'll end the live stream. Don't want it to go on too long because of eating food and doing some bits and bobs in between. It's good to know that roughly around this time, live streams can work. And of course, arguably they are easier and less time consuming because they're almost uploaded if people were to watch on replay instantaneously. Whereas an actual pre-recorded video, you've got to spend maybe an hour or so saving the video, the project, and then spending 1 to 2 hours uploading it onto YouTube and then making it public. That can be quite time consuming because when that happens, I can do other things in between, whatever it might be, but I've always got to be consciously aware that that video is still uploading in the background, going through the checks, making sure it's not restricted, and then having to remind myself I've got to set it public or I've got to set it to a live premiere. In the past, I don't know if people were aware, but in the past when I used to do videos, not live premieres, just pre-recorded and uploaded as soon as possible, I would upload it daytime and then wait throughout the rest of the day for people to watch. And maybe that was a good idea back then. I don't think it would work now because we're doing live premieres, it would defeat the whole purpose. Though I've done the odd live premiere at about 1900 hours into the evening, and it has worked. Sometimes it's been accidental, set in the wrong time. There was one occasion where I think I set it as a live premiere and then I realized, oops, and then I turned it off, but then I couldn't set it as a live premiere because it's already aired live, so I could only post it public, which was a shame, but it is what it is. Lee says, not trying to give you a big head, but you've done well presenting your cases with maps, photos, etc. So appreciate that, that's good to know. Yeah, about a big head, I mean, if it got any bigger, we're gonna have problems because my head's fairly big already, just in terms of size, and quite thick as well on the outside. I had a few knocks to the head or banging my head on a beam or something above me. Doesn't help with my height, but I wouldn't say it's caused any problems. That's something. I mean, some people in the world have banged the head or had an accident and then they woke up the next day talking in Mandarin, talking Chinese. How interesting that would be if that happened to me. Definitely changed the demographic all of a sudden on the channel. Glenn says, I found this channel when rehashing Kenny Veach, been here since. That's good. Glenn has been a very consistent viewer on this channel and a good individual as well. And, you know, even in the Kenny Veach case, of course, there's been some kind of conflict and yeah, it's been messy, but I wouldn't say the viewers have been hurt from it. So that's actually good. That's quite interesting because when you think of the true crime community and channels being caught up in drama with others or other channels, it tends to be the audience as well who may get behind it or get dragged into it, get harmed and get burnt. But with my audience, specifically with the Kenny Veach case, not many people got hurt. That's unique, that. Lisa says possibly TV crime shows have people thinking LE agencies should solve cases in 1 hour. Yeah. I mean, my thoughts or my patterns are, obviously when it comes to LE, they're the authority, they're the ones with the resources, the power to execute this and that and get on with stuff. Might not always go right. Maybe more so in recent time with the cases I've engaged with. I have heard, not all the time, but on and off, about the LE mishandling things or not doing the job perfect. I don't know how many times that actually applies, but maybe when you start looking into true crime, if you're new to it, you just come in, starting your first case, either making videos or just researching as a viewer and listening. With time, you start to pick up on possible patterns. Oh, what's the go-to point? The LE aren't doing enough. What's the next go-to point? The LE have mishandled evidence or contaminated it. So that was kind of what I first heard when I first engaged with the first true crime case of Dylan Rounds. And then when I popped in briefly with the Idaho 4 case, I heard it mentioned there about the police not as proactive as they should. What about the Riley Strain case? Not as many complaints there. No, that was actually okay. As for the Christine Passay Parker case, not many issues there. So maybe it's not everything, right? What's the other one? Aidan Clean. No issues there with the police from what I can hear of. So Christine Passay Parker, missing person, no foul play. It was more so because of not being on medication at the time and side effects, which caused them to panic and not think straight. How they weren't found the first time round is a bit questionable, since it was only a few miles away south of Eugene Mountains when a search was conducted there, a flyby, horseback, the lot. How did they not find Christine Passay Parker the first time round? So the theme and pattern you could possibly put across is either the authorities and the people with the equipment or the equipment itself. Where did things go wrong? Was it due to the location of where they were deployed, or how they were used, or the limitations of the equipment? And Christy, because I know you've engaged within the Christine Passay Parker case and the Dylan Rounds one, and I know, Christy, you've mentioned about how come Dylan Rounds wasn't found earlier on, even without the help of Brenner, considering the location and considering where it was supposedly searched, the searches at the Grangeshed property and possibly beyond. How come Dylan Rounds wasn't found earlier near the fence line? That could link to how come Christine Passay Parker wasn't found earlier when it came to near Eugene Mountains when it was searched and when equipment was used. If you do have equipment and if you do have technology which is capable of finding people, how does it fall short at times? Is it because of how it's used and operated, or where it's deployed, or is an unknown factor there? So instead of just outright blaming the LE at times, what about the equipment? What about the resources? Check for patterns. We've got Aran Reed. I think that's how you say the person's name. Welcome to the live stream. Possibly welcome to the channel if you have come across it the first time round. Just to reiterate, if there's any new people watching and any new people in the background, this live stream is kind of like a subscriber special for reaching 12,000 subscribers on my channel just recently, hitting that number, which is good to see. Shout out to the people that have subscribed over time and more so recently to get to that point. Try and keep moving forwards and going from there. We've got John Lammy, good individual. Welcome to the live stream. This is a subscriber special. I started this live stream 49 minutes ago, and I'd say it's gone fairly well. Lee says, I must admit though, LE did some silly things such as watching Aidan walk into the distance, watching Brenner clean up, etc. Okay. So, Lee, when you talk about Aidan Clune, the way that went supposedly was Aidan was coming. Well, Aidan, I believe, went to West Wendover, went to a gas station, and then left, and then going back the way he came, possibly, and then parking on the side of the highway, getting out. Did he cross any roads in between? Was he wearing any shoes? And then he walked off into the desert and eventually down to Cherry Creek Mountain. If I'm correct in saying that was the order, are you saying, Lee, that at the time there was a cop, a sheriff, or someone of LE authority nearby at the time when they saw Aidan pull over? Is that the case? I know there was questioning and talk about what about the highway cameras? What about the surveillance? What did they do? Did they do anything? I just don't know if Salty Pancakes and his crew early on back then was questioning why did the police not do enough? Why did they come short? And if that's the case, I'm surprised Salty Pancakes was actually using reasoning ability then, considering how he goes off the rails most of the time. But I guess we'll see. I've done a couple of videos on Aidan Clune, but once again, I've not followed the case as deeply as I have with others. It does come down to a point of interest. Lee says, I thought the LE saw him hiding and locked up his vehicle and left. Personally, I've never heard that before, but as I said, I've not looked into the case that much. When I looked at some kind of timeline, I read it in the past, and it could differ now, maybe. I'm sure I saw an article, a timeline, where they said that some cop or cops came on down, inspected the vehicle, believed there was a guitar found inside, but the vehicle was locked up. That's what I remember hearing. But then for those claims or reports to say Aidan was crossing the road or walking across, then going off-road, literally, was that the description via cameras and surveillance? I don't know. But in terms of the footprints and the tracks marks, it led in a certain direction, but then eventually the tracks weared thin and kind of became a mystery. And fast forward onwards, searchers have followed, and even the likes of Justin Rounds, the father of Dylan Rounds, even engaged over that way with Aidan Clune because of the whole, I guess, Dylan Rounds legacy networking with other missing persons and families out there. Glenn says, it's always stupid cops first, then the detectives. Yeah. I mean, where do the private investigators fit in that order? Well, some of them maybe. Alyssa says, Kenny Veach still intrigues my interest. What if he's in a different cave after someone close to him knew him well, had him snuffed out? Everyone focuses on M cave. So could it be a different cave? What a possible different shaped cave? You never know. When it comes to hikers that go out there, they've prioritized looking for M-shaped caves and has documented as many as they can find. And to be honest, all of the caves, the hikers who have been out there in the supposed area where Kenny Veach was last at, not a single cave deep enough to explore. Then, if it's been filled in, you put that argument across. But when would it have been filled in? How far back does it date? There's that argument where before Kenny Veach reaches Picture Canyon, but has already passed Wild Horse Pass, turned east, heading down to Picture Canyon. Before that, the canyon he's in, the range of different caves nearby and adjacent to one another. One of which, where Kenny says, yeah, a cave on ground level, like here. Was he dropping a clue? Don't know. He didn't say much else. Some people were saying maybe that was the place, but he wasn't too sure himself because the next time he came back in that video, it was filled in. So it looked similar to what he saw in the past, but the characteristics have changed, now filled in. It would link in with the timeline of how Kenny Veach first announced his finding online on YouTube, which then garnered attention, and then people started looking into it. Did it catch the attention of military, government, who then decided to fill it in that spot? And then when Kenny went back, Failed him? Maybe. But then for him to go out one more time and then disappear, is that by the hands of the military? I'm not sure if you're aware, Lissa, but the actual hiking route and the land Kenny Veach went missing gone, shortly after his disappearance, the military proposed a land takeover. They wanted to restrict all of that land where Kenny Veach went missing. Very coincidental. After all the time of when they could have done it in the past, they only decided to do it just after Kenny Veach went missing. Very weird. Never worked out, but they're still determined in the background. Glenn says, a lot to unfold in that case for sure. We got Sid hi, or Sid, welcome, with an emoji popping on him. There we go. I still find it weird when I did that Idaho 4 case. Now, like how, I can't remember who it was now, was it Lee or someone else, where they said how, because of how I do the maps, the images and that style, it just happened to work with the Idaho 4 case when I was looking at the blurred images. But take in mind, I was like a year, maybe a year late. I did a video just pointing out, oh, that's blurred, that's blurred. That was basically it. 10,000 people watched that. And when I was doing the live premiere, I think there was over 100 people watching it. And I just find it hard to believe, because how can it get so many views when whatever I was doing or looking at was supposedly outdated? And then in other cases, I can cover something brand new and fresh, and it just doesn't hit the nail on the head in performance. That's what makes it unpredictable. Can be exciting, but other times quite disappointing, disheartening. But not much you can do about it, really. I mean, there's been times I've uploaded a short video, 33 people have watched it. I've uploaded it the next day, same exact video, not edited, the same, 10,000 people watched it. That's shocking that. It shouldn't be like that. Because then you start thinking, you think, so the last 100 videos I uploaded, was it all for nothing? Will people never see them or hear about that information? Damn, that's pretty rough, that. Always makes me think, besides Kenny Veach, because people always return to that and new people will come, other cases along the way, will people engage that, even if they're solved or not? I don't know. Because I wouldn't say the Dylan Rouse case had that level. Hopefully the screen is okay as for the height. I just noticed now, I don't know if I was slumped back. If anyone wonders why it's vertical, the screen, it's because I'm on mobile live streaming. It's recommended to do it this way. It means the live chat will show on screen, so then I can relay and respond back to points made. Whoa, we got Belvy! Whoa! That's supposed to be an impression, by the way. After nearly an hour, and doing that voice, messing up the throat. Sid, blood really got people interested in case. Are you referring to the Idaho 4 case when there was photos taken of blood leaking out the side? Is that what you're referring to? Possibly. So we've got Belvy. Filling pulls up for the dog. Interesting. I mean, I don't know if Belvy has heard the other voices. I mean, has Belvy heard the Jim Terry impression? Let me know. So what's currently happening is I'm experimenting, and this time, not in a dodgy way. Must be a miracle. I must have seen the light. I must have been blessed by Tyler and the magic candles. But no, this is a subscriber special upon reaching 12,000 subscribers as a milestone on the channel, and I thought I'd do a live stream. Because of time-related issues today, it got a bit too messy to do a proper video because of the timing and some other things going on. So I thought I'd do it. Now, give me some voices. So I'm just going to stand up for this only because of the facial expressions, but I'll let you know which voice is who, okay, Belvy? And I'm sure you'll be familiar with some of them. So like when it comes to Gorilla Jack, okay? Maybe some people think, ooh, Gorilla Jack, but just in terms of the voice at least, I'll do that right now, okay?
Hello, this is Gorilla Jack. Yes, I wondered where you were, Belvy. I was hiding in the jungle, and I didn't know what to do. Hello, I must run away. Just wait on me. Really need me. I've been a really naughty boy. Yes.
Everyone else. It's a pity there will be no trial for Brenner. I'm still interested to know about the other details. Fair point. I mean, I said that certain details may come out when it comes to the sentencing. It depends how much. Sid, I subscribed. You make things interesting, so I appreciate that. That's good to see. Obviously, more videos on the way, with experimenting in between just to see what works, what doesn't, and then go from there. Arguably, live streams do work at this time. Maybe start an hour early and go from there, or maybe a bit later. Do it every now and then, or when I can, and if I've got stuff to talk about, then I'll make sure to do so. It works out better for me as well, because I don't really like doing it at night time. It's a bit too much. So I've got Belvy there. Get some new material. I don't need to get some new material when I am the material. Better not tug too hard, could probably pull off. I've got to be careful with my strength. So the other voice, what I'll do, Belvy, is the Jim Terry one, okay?
Listen to me, Jim Terry, Belvy, you got it wrong! Where's what? You're crazy! Been giving me all my money! Betty Haywood! You're an incredible individual, absolutely incredible. It's a shame you moved away, you got it all wrong. You know, all the haters are trying to take us down, didn't work. Belvy in the background, what are you doing? You still owe me a lot of money. I'll be seeing you real soon. I'll probably kick you out of your own apartment. You got no clue.
So it's a bit of a shouty voice, but as you know, a shouty man. That's just how it works. It definitely takes it out of you as well when it comes to that voice. Like a cardio exercise. Spread what? Your wings. Oh, almost misread that then. A bit dodgy. So I think Belvy seems to approve of that voice.
You got the damn right, Belvy. I'm so glad you appreciate it so much.
Like, sometimes I can do it, like, quite some time in length.
You damn right, Belvy. I'm so shouty man. You gotta subscribe to the Rumble. You gotta subscribe to the OTT platform. You know what it's all about. The OTT platform is called Over the Top, because I'm an over the top shouty man. Where's my super chat train? I deserve it right now. I'm the one that made Donkey Puddin'. I'm the one with increased statistics.
So you can get on a pretty good roll like that. It definitely takes it out of you. I think I might need another drink. And don't worry, Belvy, this is not the alcohol anonymous meeting. This is water. Don't worry. Sound like a 12-year-old. Well, it's probably accurate to describe that person then. But as you know, Belvy, well, as you got the shouty man, you got to include the sidekick. Let's be real. Mr. Impetuous. I think it's time to do that. Now, obviously, if I was fully clothed, actually, no, that sounds a bit weird. If I was dressed like the real deal, then it'd be a lot more accurate. But I've done videos in the past. I do remember. So I'll do the other voice. I'm in the wrong place. You're in the right place. Shh. So if I do the Mr. X Mark Terry voice, I can try that right now, Belvy. Give me a second.
Anyway, recently I just come from Danielle's channel. Lincoln Kane tried showing up there with a high-end microphone, but as you know, it doesn't really work. I'm a high-end individual. I got many places to be, many things to buy. I like eating a lot of food. I actually go to the recent casino on my hands and knees, looking for all the coins on the ground. Just a petty individual. By the way, Belvy, wish you nothing but the best of luck, but you're a bit of a bitch at the end of the day. Watch your crazy. If she comes into your live stream, I've got none time for that. I'm actually gonna back away because I don't deal with people like that. And by the way, I don't really care about missing people cases, but I keep coming back on my hands and knees because I'm such an important high-end individual. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm a higher god. You know, everyone comes to me and bows down because I'm a high-end movie actor. You know, I make a lot of money. I know exactly what I do. I go to Hooters on scooters. Betty Hayward, where you at? You still own the copyrights. You still owe me a lot of money. I'll be seeing you pretty soon. By the way, Betty Hayward, I'm gonna be calling you 12 hours a day. I'm gonna be sending you 300 emails every single second. I hope you can prepare for that. And don't run away, Belvy, because government computer guy, government laptop guy, government Nokia guy is on to you. So you better be watching out, okay? We got high-end content coming up. And by the way, you sign up to the OTT platform, $29.99, good price. But because you are such a petty individual, Betty Hayward, we'll give you a discount of $1.99.
There we go. Let's take a break. Done better. Voice not same. Wording the same. All under control. Obviously, when I do voices, it's not 65 minutes into a live stream. It's normally just like on the spot from the get-go. The other one is the Kenny Hines. Kenny Hines with the goats. The one that always seems to giggle. Hey guys, it's me, Kenny, once again. I got the goats, but I'm moving away from that. I'm in Alaska right now. I keep moving about because I don't know what I'm doing, but you know, I had some Facebook accounts. I keep reaching out to Betty Hayward. I'm such a super fan. Yeah. It's kind of like that. There we go. And then let's not forget Kaylee, okay? Where's Kaylee at? I don't know. Kaylee? No. But the laugh never left. Oh, what's that, Kaylee? You find that funny? Oh my God. My God, it sounds like the screeching tires of when Watch Your Crazy ran herself over because of that spider. You don't listen to all these people? Well, unfortunately for you, Belle, the time has come. You are listening to all the voices now by the hands of one individual. What was the other voice, though? The Bob Farrell one is a bit questionable, the Bob Farrell one. It sounds more like a cowboy with dementia, but, you know, it's close enough, isn't it?
Snooks, are we live? I don't know, where's that snake Leanne? I've forgotten, I've got a goldfish mentality. You know, I'm never to blame. I'm just a victim. You know, I'm just an old individual. I'm not to blame. You know, even though I've caused a lot of drama, I don't care about any drama, even though I keep engaging with it every second. I've forgotten again.
That's pretty much it. That makes Kaylee KK. Sounds like a man that shit himself. I mean, maybe it's pretty accurate. We don't know if there's clean sheets or not on the other end. So, who knows, anything is possible there. Let's not forget salty pancakes. No. We've got to do the salty pancakes voice.
You know, when you do this salty pancakes voice, you know, you gotta sound like the Joker. You know, you gotta pinch your nose. It's all about pegging yourself. Yeah, and also you gotta stutter a lot because I'm really excited. I don't know Belvy. I don't know Belvy, but you know, I've been doing my Rumble shows recently, and I feel like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know, when you get that golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate, it's really running wild. Really excited, you know, we're petty individuals, just a petty ass bitch.
That's what that's all about. That was probably the best one that ever came out. And that was at the start. I can't remember who it was now, but someone said to me, if you pinch your nose, then, you know, it all works out. Just these little characteristics, these little changes, and you can do the voice. Belvy, put on the glasses, put on the fake nose. Well, like how I did with the hair or whatever you call it. I look more like a scarecrow, but, you know.
Whoa, Belvy! Where you at? It's me, Belvy! All about me, Belvy! Daddy! Whoa! I need to do some more live streams. It's been a long time. Ooh, Walleye Graph. You got a nice robe on. Maybe I need to steal it.
Now people started saying that sounds like more like Marge Simpson from The Simpsons. Definitely increases your blood flow, especially in the face. That's why in the past someone thought it was like saying, "Choke me, Daddy." But no, I wasn't getting choked or strangled. It's just because when you do the voices, you got to squeeze the throat, squeeze the sides to the different pitch changes. You did it well. That's good to know that. I mean, who else is there? It's hard to remember all the voices, but I think that's most of it. Like getting more water. Can't feel sorry for anyone that has joined in randomly, wondering the hell is this all about with all these different voices. What is your attitude? Not too sure. What would your attitude be? I can't remember. I mean, what was the laugh? Was it kind of like when a pig inhales? I can't remember. But you just look for certain features, certain tones or facial expressions, and you can go from there. That's the last year of a new future of new voices. I wonder what they'll be. I think I tried doing some Australian ones, but they sound so generic, for sure. I mean, as for like what Bell V says, if you used to put aside individual characters and you was just to say actual accents, such as different countries, I can do about 15 different accents from 15 different countries or so. That's a plane. Yeah, it's a plane. No train though. No Tyler. Where's Tyler at? I probably tagged you, I don't know if you saw it, Belvy, but there was a time in the past with the Dylan Rounds case when talking about Tyler Feller, and somehow he ended up noticing in my video, and he ended up bloody commenting in the live chat saying, "Can I have your email, Walleye Ralph?" And I figured, whoa, what are you going to be doing now? Shoving candles in the dark ends, in the dark hallways? No, thank you. I don't know why he was going to email me. I don't know if he was going to slap me on the head with a Bible or if he was going to read me some scriptures. I've got my own scriptures nowadays. If you didn't know Belvy, we the people, we Warlike Wrath and the scriptures. 3:16, 6:16, Warlike Wrath. If in doubt, whip it out. That's one of the scriptures. I can't remember them all, to be honest. I think I came up with quite a lot. Thou shalt not whip until fire at will. Thou shalt refill ink cartridges. It makes no sense to most people, but those on the inside with the inside jokes, it will make more sense. Thou shalt clench your dips in the name of we the people. Like that. I end up sounding like almost like a presidential speech, maybe. I never watched. Belvy, you have a lot of learning to do. It's a shame I don't have all the tools at my disposal right now, because it could well be the Dr. Raff appointment, a live appointment, a live consultation. Imagine that, Belvy. Well, actually, I've just remembered something. Ink cartridges, yes, you don't want them dry.
You know what? One thing I just remembered, Belvy. I'm talking in third person right now. With my new kneecap replacements, every time I get on my knees, they won't click.
Good job. No more clicking knees. I remember that reference in the past. I think it was before, because I was swaying backwards and forwards. I think, was it Miss T said, "What the hell are you doing?" I wasn't aware of what was happening. We got Juan. Shout out to Juan. I remember Juan. Not the past. Move on, boy. Ooh, boy. Well, The thing is, Belvy, I'm not just any boy. I graduated the Betty Haywood's Bad Boy Academy. Only one person attended and only one person passed. Great work. Absolutely. Ever since I have repaired lawnmowers, I've repaired printers. I don't know if you saw it, Belvy, but Watcher of Crazy's printer gave birth to an egg. I even did a video of it documenting it. I even put some dynamite round the back end. And don't worry, I did not get a copyright claim from
Jim Terry using dynamite. There's only one place where that goes. That's in the drawers. And you got that wrong. Belvy, you better watch out. Someday I might even go on your live stream and flash all kinds of images on the screen like Johnny Yarborough. You got that damn right, Belvy.
Does that sound like Mickey Mouse? Almost. E-curb showing up, fucking wondering what's happening. It's a good workout, though, to be honest. It is a good workout. ZX, so early. It is, in a way. You dressed as a princess. Well, not during the doctor's appointment. I didn't dress up as a princess then. But I did actually dress up like Brookie. I don't know if you saw that, Belvy. When it came to Brookie, with the 2 E's and the key next to their username in the past, also known as what, Brookie Blues or something. I did a side-by-side comparison and I literally looked like her. It was a bit weird, to be honest. It was very disturbing, that. That was weird, that. But dressing up as a princess? Oh my God, Belvy, dressing up, wow. It actually came to a point where I did that voice too much, that it actually almost became my default voice and I had to ease things off right there. But all the characters, all the people we've come across over time in true crime, mystery cases or whatever, it is kind of random. But on and off, it has been kind of funny. As long as you're not caught in the crossfire and you're watching from a distance or just listening on in, yeah, it can be kind of funny at times. Obviously, drama isn't always good, but for those not caught up in it, I can understand why it could be considered as entertaining to an extent. Weird, stop. You are used to it. Oh, careful, Belvy, or I'm going to pull out the giant banana. I don't even need to pull it out. It's already by the side of me. See, if I was aware that Belvy was making a grand entrance, I would have been more prepared, possibly. Shine it up to the light. There's no light on, is there? Someone's home, but there's no light on. The opposite of the Matrix. Some people doubt that I have a giant banana. People don't seem to grasp it. I mean, if you've got big hands, that's fine. When you've got a banana like this, what can you do about it? I repeatedly bashed the soggy individual. You know, the winchy whiner. Yeah, I got whipped on the back. It was really fun. It was for some, like this. But one thing what I would say, the most interesting point is, when it comes to Bob Farrell, also known as Bob Ferrell, the feral animal. I was accidentally said feral instead of feral, but nowadays it's probably more appropriate. Let me just load this down because it looks weird looking up. I don't know, it looks very submissive in a way. I can save myself in the ocean. That's good to know, but ZX, what happens if you're abandoned in the ocean? Point Nemo. You're closer to the US National Space Station than you are to land. And that's an actual fact. Kind of spooky out there. I have about 5 years worth of shit to do. I have to go. That's okay. Take care. I'll see you maybe tomorrow if I do a video. So that's good. That's fine. Nearly 1,700 hours. Damn, time's passing by quick. Any final thoughts or final things to say? Yeah, what I find interesting... Oh, I've gone down a bit. Low in height, look a bit like a dwarf. Just that. Yeah, when it came to Bob Farrell, I keep messing it up. Oh no. See, this is the thing, when people join this live stream late and they see this, well, the colour, they're going to be thinking, what the hell's going on? For context, Bell V made me red. Not literally, not physically in that way, but I'm kind of digging myself into a hole. But doing the voice of Bell V, because it engages the throat quite a bit, and not in that way either. I don't have to swallow. It's just, you got to clench your throat to get that pitch, that vibration. When it comes to the Jim Terry voice, you really have to squeeze and restrict your airways so the blood pressure builds up within the face and the neck region. And once you let go, it's like flushed. So that's a little kind of scientific, whatever you want to call it, biological reference there. But yeah, what tends to happen is when the dodgy time comes, people join just at that point or just after and think, what have I just walked into? Okay? I mean, there was a time in the past where, you know, I was doing a normal video, but then I was telling someone off and I went like this.
Yeah, Daddy, please can you get some more? You can choke me as well. Oh my God, someone has choked me, Daddy. Yeah.
If anyone joins in at that point, that's what happens, and then people are terrified. Some people have already left right now, so you see how it works. It can scare people. It can throw people off. Okay? And if anyone has their audio turned up loud, like what Dale did in the past, and other family members hear it, they think, what are you watching? So sometimes it just, wrong place, wrong time. But if you avoid it, I guess that's more lucky. But obviously I've not done all the voices all the time for quite some time because of doing other stuff. I would be like OnlyFans. Only V, only Bell. Bell, the one with many names. I'm sure it's possible. Bit cringe. I don't worry, Bell. It can get a lot worse. Oh, it can get a lot worse. That was just the tip of the nip. I mean, tip of the, what would you call it? Tip of the tongue, tip of the, I don't know, whatever tip. Big tips, small tips with a P, not a T. There we go. I mean, what else? No, you need an OnlyFans. Oh no. So, what am I? Tip of the iceberg. Yeah. My mind has been so corrupted, I've even forgotten the original sayings. So, what's my name going to be, Bell V? What's my username? Whore like Wrath? Is that it? Great. I've already dressed up as Mr. X. I've already pole danced on a tree in the woodland. So, wow. What's more to come? No, I don't have one. No. I think doing the content on YouTube and the important stuff needs to be focused on. Sometimes spreading out too much. If you spread too wide, you expose yourself a lot, but not in that way. Slap your bottom. Why, have you been on bad behavior or something? Interesting. Well. So, very unconvincing. So, well, it's probably not what's been highlighted here, but what's this? You asked for a name. Oh, so my name is Slap My Rear, Warlike Wrath. Is that what you mean? Or were you asking for your rear to be slapped? Must be getting confused. I'm not sure what's going on here now. Whose bottom's getting slapped? What the hell's going on? Interesting way to end, getting towards the end of the live stream. Here's an actor. Careful, ZX. You start calling me an actor, you're gonna get salty pancakes turned on. He was the one that called me a crisis actor in the Dylan Rounds case. He thought I was Dylan Rounds. Other people thought I was Dylan Rounds because of how I look. Interesting. By slap. What you need, Belvy, is the Texas Tornado 360-degree slap. Classy. Why does everyone want their ass slapped? Personally, I prefer being bit on the back of my neck. Okay. Interesting comments. Have a great night. All a bunch of crazy people. Restore your stamina, Belvy. Restore the stamina in the name of we the people. The funny thing is, when you say classy about being bit on the neck, someone has already thought that I have been bit on the neck there. But that's because of doing the voice. Doing the voice, the shouty voice. Imagine if I start turning into a horse right now. I mean, I've done the horse riding sessions. I don't know if you've seen Classy. I've got the horse out. Someone told me to ride the horse backwards, hold onto the tail. Not exactly practical. End up falling off the bed. Oh, it's all documented on its channel, all under control, for sure. But if I start doing my horse sound, I don't know, it's probably going to make all the other horses crazy. You probably all start rearing up or something. Probably going to roll around in the mud or something, and you've got to clean them all again, and then Classy will not be a happy individual. Oh, the only other voice I forgot to do before when Belle V was here was the Robbie. It's just Robbie. I can do that voice pretty well. Okay, so I think we're cooling off now in terms of people present, which is fine. Kind of getting towards the end anyways. Probably a bit too late to do an actual video, but I think this is probably more than enough, and maybe some people will catch up on this later or come by it. Obviously, live streams, when the videos have ended, they don't appear in the normal category of videos on people's channels. Instead, you have to go onto someone's channel and head on over to the live stream tab, click on that, and you'll be able to find all the videos there when it comes to doing live streams. So I think that's all okay and good. So once again, appreciate being able to get to the 12,000 subscriber mark and try and move on forwards as well as we go along and tick things off the list with the cases, the mysteries, the key talks, because there's a few small videos here and there. I guess there's no harm in doing. Maybe that can be the next experiment. Focus back on important talking points with important, interesting cases whilst maintaining the niche, improving on possible titles or thumbnails, by experimenting on shorter length videos. See, almost like as a heads up, when I do my videos, I'm not like determining it by time. It's whatever time it is. We got Mitzi showing up. I could probably start doing all the different dialogue and the translations, but it'd probably get a bit too cringy, that, won't it? Start doing all the different languages. Last time I did a Spanish lesson with some other people that could do Spanish, and I had no bloody clue what I was saying. Start talking Arabic. Oh boy. I'll probably end up ordering 10 camels and 5 goats to the house. But, oh well. Very dry mouth. If anyone has shown up and wondered why I look like a tomato, I've not been picked out from the ground, not yet. I've just ended up doing a range of different voices and tones before. Is it possible to talk in a different accent with a slightly gay tone or something? I might as well give it a try whilst I'm here. Go on with your video. Go on with my video. I've been doing it for 89 minutes already. Got to eat shortly. Do the gayish voice. I'll just stand up for this because if I do it when I'm sat down, all kinds of facial expressions will be expressed. And I don't know if I want to do that. My goodness, what y'all doing? Going to a bit of a southern one now. Spanish first. Hola. Hola, mi amo Andrew. Why did it become so hard to do? How do I suddenly forget how to speak? Assalamu alaikum. La baslik. La. Oh my god, why do I sound like a female? No, what's going on now? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Also, I'm very limited to what I can say. Because I know F all with languages. La. Oh my goodness. How could I forget? So memorable. Was that gonna have a cringe attack? Good thing I got my shield. Almost like my backpack. I walk around with it all day 24/7. Such a hectic individual, Mitzi. Such a busy girl in a odd world. I turn into like Barbie or something. Yes, you got that right. I've got to go to Starbucks. I got to get my coffee. You know, I've got such a really busy schedule. Yeah. Life is so hectic. I've not done this for a while. And I think I realized why, because I do it too well to the point where I can't get out of the cycle. And start talking. Got to recalibrate the voice with the cowboy one when the time comes. After 4 years. Consistency, Mitzi. That's what it's all about, the consistency. Whether it be from stroking cats to watching your plants, watching your pots fall on the ground as the peasants from outside throw all the pebbles all about and cause disruptance, and all the birds around reverberate and show that attitude which you gave them because they speak like you, they mirror behavior. How many birds are going about, flying all around? Can't forget the animal sounds as well. Let me just stretch. Luckily, the good thing is, because Watch You're Crazy isn't here, there's no nip watch, okay? I can actually stand up and breathe. I don't have to like get the plasters out and hide them. That makes a change for once, and I think this time around they're not even showing. God, they're soft. What's going on? What's gone wrong? Many things. Wow. So I guess these live streams can be full of some energy. They're getting softer. They are. Classy, the horse whisperer. Can you do a psychic reading and try and give me answers to why they're soft? I need to know. You know, this is not good enough. We need the horse whispers. We need anything kind of whispers. Is it hot in the UK? I mean, yeah, quite hot. On and off. It's one of those days where there's a breeze, but it feels a bit dense in the air, the atmosphere. So if you move about too much, yeah. Anyway, Mitzi, how's your lemon trees doing? How are the lemon trees? Six people at the moment, 17:09. 10 more minutes, maybe. Go watch AEW afterwards, catch up on that. AEW Dynamite, fuck me when it came to the AEW, what was it now? Double or Nothing. That was god-like. That was very good. How do you say that name? Michaela. I'm in the UK. It's in fact hot but kind of cold. Yeah, that's a good way of kind of explain it. I guess at times you get the breeze, and if you're in the shade, that can work. But now they died because of the heat. Oh no, Mitzi. They died? Did their soul drain like your battery? Have you improved? Have you upgraded your battery? Well, you know, maybe not. I think we've gone a bit off tune. I need to recalibrate my voice. Bob Farrell has diseased my throat. I need to choke myself. Not to be replicated at home. I'm a professional. I'm a trained actor, like ZX said. Is the real? Yeah, well, this is the thing, Mitzi. I've always got to go to the extreme, as you know. Well, actually, no, you probably don't know. But there was a time, Mitzi, where, was it like 2 or 3 years ago? Was it 2022? I think it might have been 2022 or onwards. I was in the greenhouse and it was 133 degrees Fahrenheit. I was in the greenhouse, the same temperature as Death Valley. And that was after a 40-minute workout as well with the weights. Let's go to the extreme. It got to the point where the bloody, what do you call it? The digital temperature reader, it was melting in my hands. It was about to blow up the battery. It actually broke the device. The digital thing broke before I did. That's what it's all about. Broke back matrix. The ref matrix, going from the back door in and kicking the front door out. Because as you know, I don't just open a door, I rip the doors off like that greenhouse. I've got to be very careful when I touch stuff. Not for that to be taken out of context, Wem. Okay, so Michela, I don't know how you say your name, but enjoy Roblox, have fun there. Roblox, well, when I played it way back in the past, it was a good game, very good game. Came across a range of people as well. So yeah, interesting. You were sweating so bad. Oh, you're looking at all the details, Mitzi. See all the veins popping as well. I mean, I think it was in the arms at the time. The only other update is regarding like characteristics. As for my weight, back then I was around 205, 204 pounds as usual. But nowadays I'm 224 pounds. 224 pounds since the beginning of February 2024 and ever since. I was 224 pounds then because I was a fat bastard because I wasn't doing exercise. But ever since doing exercise, I've maintained that weight. So it's been turned into muscle, or some of it has. How much is that in kg? So in kg, it's nearly 100 kilogram. 100 kilogram is 225 pounds. I'm 224. So I'm kind of like near to 100 kg. Oh, Missy is on point with the gorilla emoji. She already knows, okay? Besides the towels in those hotels, Mitzi, do you have any towels available? No. Out of stock, disappointing. You need to improve your Etsy store or your Alibaba store or your Wish.com or your Temu, whichever one it is. You know, improve your products, okay? Because Missy needs towels, and we've not come across many in some time. 101 kg. I remember I tried Temu because of some code or something, or someone was trying to invite me, but because I'm not from the US, the offer didn't work. So it was a disappointment, but never mind, never mind. Who needs Temu when you've got Warlight Ref from Wish.com? A great, you know, directive. And if not that, you got the petty Fiverr, okay? You're gonna hire that person from Fiverr to do a shit intro, some kind of countdown, some rap. You're from the hood, fool. You ain't got no clue. You can't handle the truth. Why does Salty Pancakes have those like rap videos and stuff? I think the most ironic thing was in the past, you know, with the whole Salty Pancake situation, calling me a trafficker. I don't know if you know that, Mitzi. Supposedly I'm a crisis actor and a trafficker. You better hide yourself, Mitzi. You're going to get trafficked all over the place. I don't know. Traffic to Paris, I don't know. But that Salty Pancakes individual, at the end of the day, there was bloody adverts on his video to do with trafficking and paedophiles. I mean, bloody hell, how ironic is that? What the hell's going on? A scam isn't, well, maybe. I tried to order from it, but some people said that you don't get anything. Yeah, but isn't that the fun in it, Mitzi? Engage with the danger, engage with the dark forces and the unknown presence out there, because that's what you're all about, isn't it? You got all kinds of contacts from all around the world. Do I? Not that I'm aware of. Well, actually, no. Actually, when Gorilla Jack was around, before all the dodgy stuff actually happened, there was guerrillas, the Guerrilla High Council, the Guerrilla Coalition, ranging from Nigeria to South Africa, and that all fell. That all crumbled. What a shame. What's that, Mitzi? You like that? Daddy, can you pack me in a suitcase? Yeah. Pack me in with the clothes? Yeah. Pack me in with my clothing? Probably have to get about 500 bags full to fill all that, right? And all the jewelry, and all the drawings, the pencils, Bobby, the computer as well, right? The flat screen TV, right? Yeah, the PlayStation controller. Yeah. Classy. I haven't ordered anything from Temu. Some people love what they get, others not so much. I mean, personally, and it's like, you know, depending on how you say it without causing any trouble, I prefer to get stuff from either Amazon or eBay. Stuff I'm more familiar with, only because that's what I've done in the past. Well, not often, but when I have, that's the way, and it's worked out. No problems there, so that's what I've done. There is like one channel on YouTube called Cold Ones, based in Australia. Can't remember who one of the presenters is, but the other presenter called Max Mofo, Australian YouTuber, watched those videos in the past on his own channel. But Cold Ones, they do videos where to test products out from Temu, from Wish.com, hire artist from Fiverr or Cameo. Yeah, what's that, Mitzi? Yeah, Mitzi. You want a cameo appearance for me to wish you a happy birthday? You gotta pay me 99. What is it? 99 dirhams. Shukran, Sadiki. Oh no, that was fucking cringy, that. Oh boy. Sadiki or Sadika? Sadiq. Oh boy. Yes. Was it the don't worry, I'm not gonna spit on you, but the ha. What is it? Habibi. Oh boy. Habibi. Yeah, so DJ Donnelly, welcome to the live stream. I'm getting towards the end of the live stream now. I've been doing it for quite a bit. I've done a range of different voices, so if it looks like I've been strangled, I haven't. I just had to use my vocal range to go through all the different notes. What was the other one? What was it? I think it got to a point, Mitzi, where my Arabic was so good that you couldn't even understand it yourself, right? Merci, boni. 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 We're going into French now. I've been described as an elephant, not for the size of my ears or trunk, but more so the memory. That's why when it came to the true crime case, when it came to the Dylan Rounds case, because I could remember it all, I was able to pick up and quite a lot from what people have done in the past. I remember people's past. I remember people's dark sides, which maybe that can make me a bit of a nightmare to some people, but I just remember what I remember when it's important, when it's necessary. If I've got to defend myself or defend the situation. I still got the sound. Yeah. And what was that? I was wearing that stupid hat. But it has been used since on YouTube All different kinds of props and items have been used along the way, including this giant banana, which is so big it doesn't even fit on screen. Perfect. Very good. What was that other reference, Mitsu, where someone walked past and was like, "Oh my God, such a skinny bitch"? Was that a reference in the past or so? Is that banana? Yes, it's a banana.
A banana.
Whew. I mean, I've not done like an actual exercise today, but I think I'll count this as one of them. I remember Mitzi. I must get the coffee. Shukran, I must get the coffee. I get the milk. And he yelled the clunks and the clangs all over the place. Like, fucking hell, Mitzi, stop dropping the mug, stop dropping the milk on the ground. You're going to waste it. You know, sacred. Think about the poor cows. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the cows in the fields, in the mountains, tumbling over. Who knows, getting hit by cars, whatever's going on. What do you eat a day? I eat humans. What's the best way of wording it? I eat what's present. I eat what's... Why do I sound like a caveman when I'm talking? I don't know why. I just eat what's present. But it's one of those things where, I don't know, there might be some cookies or there might be some muffins. And whilst it might taste reasonable, and you look at the stats on the side, whether it be the fat, whether it be the sugar, and it's very high, and you think, is it worth it based on the taste? Not quite. So, a few changes along the way. My favourite use of props was the grain shed demonstration. Is that the one where I was on the floor? Was it that? And I was using that little vehicle. I mean, to be honest, it's quite fun to do that. I actually did it quite hands-on with the Kenny Veach case. I just need the correct props or the items. Yeah. I was on the floor. I was half under a chair, which I'm, well, stood over right now, and I had the little car going in and out. And to be honest, it was all right. I mean, it would be too inappropriate, but if you did like a true crime recreation of what may have gone down, you had a little toy soldier or a soldier with a sword, and you thought, well, this person walked around, I think that would probably go a bit wrong. That I think that could backfire. But you know, sometimes if you use your imagination or you get a bit creative, you know, you can transform it all completely. That's why when it came to the usage of the maps, Google Earth, how you could look at the maps, the imagery, and just visualize it all, it was something else. And the funniest thing is, I couldn't be bothered with maps in the past. I would look at it and think, whatever. I mean, I'm not an expert with maps now when it comes to knowing every location or where every country is around the world, but you know, when it comes to at least focusing on particular areas, visually remembering it, I think I remember it better visually than maybe the facts. Not all the time, but it's like if someone said, give directions, I mean, it's an awkward situation to be in anyway, because I keep to myself, but if someone said, give directions, I'm like, turn left, go forwards, turn right, then left, then right, then left, then left, right. And it doesn't always go well. The funniest though, and maybe it was a couple of years back when some other people parked up, and then this group said, what is down that road? And I said, another road. What else are you supposed to say? It goes on to another bloody road. What's down there? A road. What's down there? A roundabout. What else can I say? I don't know. One of those things. But maybe if someone said, what's the hike route of Kenny Veach? Even though I'm not even from the US, I probably could give a more detailed explanation of how to do a hike in a completely different country than in my own area where I live. That's what's so funny. But if it works, it works. You have to fix something that isn't broken. Especially if it's from Temu. So, I'd say it's quite a successful live stream, this. And what makes it perfect, and this is not being in a narcissistic way, is the fact that I've done it for over an hour and I've had absolutely zero guest on panel, because you can't do it on panel on YouTube. It's not possible. You'd have to stream yard and all that. But the fact that I can go on for hours and either talk about myself, which sounds very narcissistic, but with context because of YouTube, or I can talk about other situations. And of course, people do help, those that watch right now, those that were watching earlier on with their comments and points made. It does help when doing these live streams. But the fact that I've been able to prove to myself that I can conduct myself and do these type of things more so by myself, and try and think of things to say on the spot, which are somewhat relevant and hopefully interesting, that's what's good. Because I can always remind myself in the future about, yeah, okay, there's a channel over there, channel here, might be bigger, might be doing better, but what do they have? Oh, they've got an editor, they've got a creator, they've got a media representative, they've got a PR team, which they've got to pay for, so they get a big boost there. They might have bots, they might have paid subs, who knows? Corruption happens in the background. When that person's got 10 people on panel, well, of course it's going to be easier. The more people on panel in a live stream, the less you have to do the talking and the more other people can talk. And you know, people like that and people say it's good. But as we've seen, every now and then, here and there, you need at least a channel in a case which does it differently, which can be a place for everyone to gather and get away from all the conflict. And I guess with the drama situation, one of the main channels which managed to avoid it whilst maintaining focus in a case and being present in the case all the way through that drama without actually being damaged too much by it would be me. But that's only because I didn't allow people onto my show. But at the same time, it wouldn't have even happened anyway, because pre-recorded videos most of the time. So that makes sense there. What's Mitzi going on? What do you eat a day? Where are your parents? I don't know. Somewhere. Where are yours? Where's your endless supply of cats, Mitzi? You hiding them under the bed? Where's your panda? Resting, teetering on the edge of the wardrobe? It's been quiet in there. Because we're stuck in an endless void of darkness. You need to re-energize. You need to recharge your batteries, Mitzi. You need to recharge your chakras, whatever they are. I don't know, you need to get coffee. Don't know why, but I got to start shaking my head like a bobblehead when I do it with the attitude. But yeah, when I did that, like female American voice, when people first heard it on the channel, they described it as a valley girl. And then when I replayed it back or listened to an example online, I thought, oh shit, yeah, it does sound like it, doesn't it? But, you know, I'll do one last thing, because as you know, Warlight Raf is such a good boy and such an innocent, pure individual. Mitzi, you could learn a lot. Never mind. You got so many personalities in you. How many, Mitzi? Do you know how many personalities I have, supposedly? I have 51. One over the shades. 50 Shades of Raf has already occurred on this channel. The real question is, Mitzi, have you been in the presence of the 50 Shades? Mitzi, have you been in the presence of the doctor's appointment room? So much. Yeah, multiple personality disorder. That's where it starts getting a bit dodgy, right? Yeah, so we've got 51 personalities and counting. Probably could up to about 69, maybe 100. I think, Mitzi, you've got about minus 20 personalities. Minus. Very interesting. Getting spooky in here. This is the thing, Mitzi. Things can't get spooky when I look like a tomato, right? At the moment, I could try as hard as I want. I could change my voice. I could change my facial expressions. But nothing is getting away from this red face right now. There's no getting around that. Calling doctor to the operation room. Yes, it's time. Get the gloves. No, we haven't got the gloves. We're going in raw. What a shame. When I see the word e-curb, I don't know why, but the first thing that comes to my mind is a curb stomp. I don't know why. Kind of dark that in a way, but it's just like the first thing that comes to your mind at times. Right. So I will end this live stream because I'm being a bit of a naughty boy now because it's getting on a bit too late. Okay, I have to whip myself if I stick around any longer. I know some people in the background will probably enjoy that. To be honest, that feral animal Bob Farrell, the only comeback line he could come out with in response to me within the Dylan Rounds case was, "Oh, Woolite he needs to go and whip himself again, or buy some extra BDSM toys." And I'm thinking, Bob Farrell, you seem to have quite a descriptive outlook on things. Clearly, you've definitely been watching my videos in the background. Here is a dodgy individual now. Naughty, naughty. Very interesting. Okay. So, I need to, not for it to be taken out of context, but I need to cleanse the gayness from me. I need to incorporate a real voice, a real tone. There's only one way to do that. Okay, get the lasso out. Whoa, watch out. I don't have a lasso, but I remember a friend in real life, well, when I had one, in the past at school, when he said he had the Indiana Jones whip. Indiana Jones. And it made a whip sound. I'd been very interested in that. Bob needs to swan dive off a parking garage. Is that high enough? Anyway, I don't know, we've got any secret informants watching in the background, or maybe I've already scared them off, but Mitzi. Wait, what do I think of Mitzi? Not you as a person, but the word Mitzi. Mittens. You know, like when you're cooking, well, that's if you cook, you get there's like woolly mittens what you put on when you're cooking. Are they called mittens? I don't know now. Mitzi mittens? I don't know.
Lenny! Lenny! Where are you, boy? Don't worry, it's alright. Yeah, it's alright, boy. I seem to got a bit of a thing stuck down my throat. Arthur Morgan, you got that goddamn right. I'm a little bit disappointed you ain't been doing any more drawings off me. How could you do that? Hey guys, it's me, John Martson. You wanna ride a horse?
I've not done the John Martson one. I actually forgot that I could actually do that.
Mr. Martson here. I lost my son. I don't know do I have one? I don't know. We're transitioning to Mr. Morgan.
The one thing that I can do, Mitzi, I can actually do a drunk impression of Arthur. Okay, I can't do an impression, of a drunk person because I've never been drunk because I'm not a pisshead. I don't drink alcohol that much. Okay, what's that? What's that, Mitzi? Drinking alcohol in the background, little sips here and there. I don't know what I'm trying to say, to be honest. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
But, Lenny, looks like I've gone to the bar too late. I don't know where I am. Should I be going down to Haiti? Dutch, where you at, you son of a bitch? Damn it.
Fuck me, that sounds so good.
That's what I'm trying to do, Mitzi. I'm trying to do a drunk voice. Oh, no, it's working. Haiti! Who the fuck are you, bitch? Oh, no. Shouldn't be saying that language, Mr. Morgan. Never would. But who cares? No one to stop me no more. No, go down Blackwater. Lose all my money. Don't worry, my health is just fine. See, this is the thing, Mitzi. Arthur Morgan, my health is almost as fucked as yours. We're in the same boat, Mitzi, and it's sinking in the damn water. Boy, I tell you, man.
The other one I can do, and I actually incorporated it more within the, what was it? The community of the Dylan Rounds case, but not to do with Dylan Rounds, just the people that came along.
Boy, see, I'll tell you something what I'm gonna do, Mitzi. You got a goddamn man. You gotta get a damn crank and get the bamboo. We got a goddamn class of cleaning the horse in the background, man. Goddamn golly, oh my Lord. Jesus.
There we go. Claps. That was pretty well. There we go. I can't remember. Was there a time when I did the voice? Someone, I don't know who exactly. Did someone say they got turned on by the cowboy voice or something? They were like, "Oh my God, Raph, that's so sexy." Can't remember. Interesting. Shit. Time's getting on. The hardest accent, because it starts going into other stuff, is still the Mexican one. I can't do a Mexican accent. It sounds so poor.
Oh, Juan, you get the tacos. Oh, Juan, you fat bastard.
No, it doesn't sound quite good. Damn, you sound like a NASCAR. That's a good one, that. This is probably quite accurate, that. I did do a horse impression in the past, but on and off, some people are a little bit disappointed by it. And to be honest, Classy, I'm sure you're the expert when it comes to horse sounds. You know what a real horse sounds like. I mean, when I do horse sounds, it sounds like, I don't know what it sounds like actually. I don't know how you would describe it. If you give it a try. I'll try and inhale. There you go. Rearing up. Classy, it's time to clean the horse. Actually, I think I don't know about the blood plates. I think it's getting more red by the second. I'd be turning into a crab. Oh no, if I'm turning into a crab, we're gonna have a crab leg Friday because it's Friday, Classy. Oh no, we don't want crab leg Friday. Not any more crabs.
You got the damn right, Wycraft. You're not welcome on the show. You gotta pay some money first.
Very well done. Hey, that's very good. That's very good, Classy. I appreciate that because there's some petty individuals who don't even have horses, who don't even ride horses, and yet people in the past have said, actually, that's not good enough. But obviously, they don't know. They don't understand.
Well, Mitzi. I'll see you again in the future, maybe. Maybe not. Goodbye.
There you go. There you go. You do more lives like this. This is my first time doing one at this time. It worked out. I'll probably do it in the future. Okay. I think you can go live together on live streams. I think that is an option, but it has to be initiated before you start the live stream. What's that, Mitzi? Oh, hiding behind a chair now. Don't blame you. Okay. So I probably will leave it there right now. Animal sounds, of course, the legendary. Looks like I've laid an egg. I must tend to it. So, if I just click that, oh no, maybe not. Ooh, where's the option to end? Am I trapped in here forever? Interesting. No, I think I found the actual button just above. So shout out to the people that have watched today and those that do catch up and those that managed to watch maybe all the way through or for most part of it, such as Classy. So take care for now. I'm going to catch up on AEW later and eat. And then likely tomorrow, you know, a normal video. I need to do my 400th video on Kenny Reach. So thanks for watching. Goodbye and good.